Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gamers Lounge podcast. My name is John Meadows. With me as always, Nathaniel and Eric. How's it going, fellas?
Uh, it's going.
It's going random noises, apparently.
We've been watching Cheers. Nikki had never seen Cheers, so we've been watching it on Netflix. And Cliffy can't talk to women, and that's exactly what he sounds like every time a woman comes up and talks to him. He just goes, bye 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 bye.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's still a funny show, even though it's like, 30 years old or whatever now? I mean, it's
pretty old.
82, 92, 2002, 2012. Yeah, it's like 30-some years old. It's still funny, and it's funny that the wife had never seen it. She'd seen bits and pieces of them, but I thought, we got nothing going on. I finished Deep Space Nine, and I started Voyager.
Look at you, binging the Star Trek.
Well, I had never watched all of Deep Space Nine back in the day. I thought I had, but I forgot that it came on right a couple of years before I graduated high school, so I only saw the first couple of seasons, and then I never watched any of it.
You missed all the good stuff.
Angry.
Yeah, I remember the first...
I do not care for Deep Space Nine, actually.
Oh,
Deep Space Nine is the best Star Trek show, hands down.
I think it is. I think it is,
watched a
too.
few episodes, and I could not get into it.
You watched which few episodes from season one?
No, several seasons.
Oh, no, you got to watch them all in order, and you got to get through that first season. You can get bad episodes
from any Trek series. There's always bad ones in there, but yeah.
Amelia
DS9
Earhart
has
on
the
a
best
planet.
of the first two.
Yeah, the first season...
Kind of a combination.
The first season was rough to get through, but once you got through the first season, it really kind of caught its stride about halfway through the second, and it rolled for the next 5 seasons. And I really wish they'd have done something after Deep Space Nine with the whole Dominion thing. It was really, really interesting. They tried to do it on Enterprise, but they really drug out that war, whatever it was on Enterprise. They drug that out way too long.
You know what you need to do is go back and watch Battlestar Galactica.
Which one?
Then you'll notice all the new one, the remake,
Okay.
because you'll notice all of the similarities to DS9 watching them that close together.
Really?
Because a lot of the same, like the showrunner was on DS9 and a couple other people. There's some connections there.
Huh.
So a lot of the themes and stuff tie in a lot. You'll notice that.
I watched all of those when they were on TV, and I loved them. But I never watched. I only watched the first 2 or 3 seasons of Deep Space Nine, and then it's like, well, I thought I'd watched it all until I actually started watching it. Once I got in season 4 and 5, I'm like, yeah, I don't remember any of this if I watched it. So, but it was good. I liked it.
One of the series after Deep Space Nine on like UPN. Was that Enterprise?
Voyager, I think, was on UPN.
Does UPN still exist anymore? I always thought of UPN as like a kind of a crummy back network. It's like, oh.
I think didn't the CW buy it or something like that? It changed into something.
Yeah, I should go back and give it a watch. Maybe
it's
I don't
worth
know.
it.
So what do you think? Are the other two worth it at all? Enterprise and Voyager?
Voyager, no. Enterprise, yes.
Enterprise was all right. The first 2 or 3 seasons of Enterprise was... How many seasons was it on? 4? 3. The first season and a half was really good, and then it kind of drugged through that second season a little.
Did it run out of money? Because everything else had a lot more seasons, right?
I don't think the ratings... Yeah, everything else got 7 seasons except for Enterprise. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, they canceled that one. Just because it didn't get enough ratings and stuff, and at that point, after Voyager, it's just kind of like, fine, we'll stop wasting our money.
Well, they really drug that war out in Enterprise way too long, longer than they had to. They could have wrapped that up in like 5 episodes, but they drug it over into season 3. It was really weird.
It was all seemingly like, okay, somebody gave them the directive, you must be dark now, and they're like, well, I guess since we're being forced to do it, and it just didn't quite work. But then after that, there's some good stuff too.
What's funny is you can tell watching Deep Space Nine that it was made shortly after the Gulf War, because it's all about war and political intrigue, and all this guy lost his leg in battle, and how he's going to recuperate from that and this and that. There was a lot of political overtones in that show that I did not notice. Of course, I was 19, 18 at the time when it was on TV, so I really didn't care about things like that. But I don't know. I'm starting to watch Voyager. Once you get past about episodes 8 or 9 in Voyager, it gets a little more interesting. That Amelia Earhart was really hard to swallow.
I can never get through Voyager. I've tried it like 2 or 3 times, and I get so far and just can't because I don't like the characters.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do it.
It's like if you like the characters in the show, they can pull you through some bad episodes or ones that are a little more boring or whatever. But if you don't like the characters, there's just no hope.
Yeah. You know what though? That I think that Star Trek has the best TV show theme song of all of them. I really like the Voyager theme for some reason. I don't know.
I don't remember the Voyager theme. I would say Next Generation or the original are easily better than that.
I don't know. There's something about the Voyager
Because
one that I really
I can
like.
remember both of those. I can't remember the Voyager one.
I think
Go
I
back
probably
and
had
listen
other.
to it.
I think I had probably
I'm
other
sure it's
interests
fine.
at the time, and just never thought about watching them.
It's certainly
Maybe I
better than
watched one
Enterprise.
episode of Enterprise.
When they're singing, oh my gosh! Have you ever seen the cut of the Enterprise opening that has a orchestra version of that music? It is so much better. It's like, why in the name of the good Lord did you not use that? It's like, why did you have it made up and then not use it? Oh my gosh. It's like, jeez, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, this was your sci-fi Star Trek moment.
Yay!
Anybody
Star
see
Trek
Ghost
tangent off the bat.
Yeah, speaking of sci-fi, did anybody see Ghost in the Shell this weekend?
Not well last weekend when it came out.
Oh,
yes.
did it come out last weekend? I don't know.
Yep.
What'd you think of it?
It was a solid B.
Oh, okay.
Visually, it's really, really great. The story isn't told in any super special way, so it was just like kind of almost paint by numbers with the story a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. But the visuals is what I went to see it for, because
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I'd like it if I waited and watched it on TV, but I want to see these on a big screen, and it was pretty cool that way. But
all right, well, you're my second friend that went and watched it and said you liked it, so that's good enough. That's good enough for me. I don't know if I'll go see it in the theater. It doesn't seem like a movie that's up Mickey's alley, but I'll definitely get it when it comes out on Blu-ray.
I'm either going to go see that or go see Logan next weekend. So
see Logan.
I don't even know if Logan's still playing anywhere around here. I still haven't seen it yet. I ought to go look and see. Maybe
we do around here. A few places still have it.
The theater. We only got one theater here, and it's like a small local-owned theater. So
that does hurt your options.
Yeah,
it's a one screener.
No, it's actually
3,
9. No, wait, 1,
9,
2, 6. 6 or 7. 6 or 7.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. Now I remember back in the day when I was a kid, it was a 3 screener.
Yeah, we just got an AMC too. It bought out the other movie theaters. So we have AMC, Regal, and Fairchild.
Yeah, this is just we don't have any of the big names.
Where I live, you're swimming in theaters here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I'm living in between sort of like 3 big cities. So if you're willing to drive even like 30 minutes, you can find a whole bunch of different theaters, including a couple independent ones.
Yeah,
if you want.
That's the way it was when we were in Randleman. It was like that. You could go 15 minutes and go to High Point and catch an IMAX movie. It was wonderful.
Oh, The Fate of the Furious comes out next weekend. I kind of wanted to see that, but I heard mixed things.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
I'm seeing that.
Sorry.
Well,
I love those movies, man. They're great.
I mean, they're just action movies. That's it. That's all their redeeming quality.
Dude, Fast 5 is one of the best movies in the past 10 years.
I don't know. I watched them up till Tokyo Drift, and then the next one that came out after Tokyo Drift, I tried to watch and just went, I'm done.
I like the last couple.
I'm out.
Watch Fast 5. You don't need to know anything about Tokyo Drift or any of that crap beforehand.
I tried to watch it.
They're all on it has The Rock in it, so that should help.
They're all on my Plex, but I haven't.
Yeah, I mean they're just mindless action movies. Don't think of them as anything beyond that.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, if Logan is still playing,
let's watch cars crash. Let's watch Vin Diesel punch something.
Yeah.
Let's hear Vin Diesel, in his gravelly voice, talk about how we're family and stuff. That's pretty much a Fast and Furious movie. And they all make fun of.
Supposedly this is going to be a new trilogy.
They're going to make them until they stop making money, which is fine by me. They're way better than Transformers, which we're going to have like a billion of.
Yes, the last Transformers movie was Mark Wahlberg was so. I can't believe I bought that digital copy.
They're talking about how they're writing scripts for like 14 or something more now. It's like, why?
I think I found a Transformer. I got a Transformer here.
I found a robot.
I think I found a Transformer.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Man.
Whatever. I'll just watch the 1980. Transformer cartoon
and
the
movie.
And
it's fantastic.
Yeah, I bought it on Blu-ray when it came out a couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago. I still haven't watched it on Blu-ray to see how nice it looks, but
I could do without the dance routine in the 80s movie, but other than that, solid.
Oh, come on. It's
Okay, it's
funny.
corny.
It's the 80s.
I'm like, oh
The
man.
80s were corny.
Things they thought of.
And they're dancing to Weird Al. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I need to restart rewatching the X-Files. I kind of started rewatching season 1 on Netflix. But
I haven't watched them. I haven't watched them since they were on TV.
Hasn't necessarily aged well, but I still like it.
It looks great on Netflix.
It's in HD on Netflix, isn't it? That's what I
it's
thought.
one of the ones they went through, and I think it's probably because they went through to remaster it for Blu-ray or something that they took that transfer, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
So it was shot on film originally, so that's why all of it looks pretty good, except for certain effect shots where it's more grainy because it didn't have all the sources. But it looks really, really good. Like the really high contrast noir lighting in that show looks really cool.
Have you? Cheers is not remastered in HD, but maybe it is. I don't know, but it looks. I don't know if they shot that show on film or what, but it looks absolutely nice. I mean, it looks, the color and the textures, the colors just pop on it. I'm like, this is a show from a TV show. I said, it's like, what the crap? Yeah, but
a lot of old shows were shot on film and then transferred to stuff for broadcast. So if you can go find all that, old material, you can restore it pretty well.
Yeah, and that must have been what they did, because I mean, it is just go back and just watch just an episode just to see how clear it looks in HD. It's quite unnerving how clear it looks. Because I mean, it's so clear you could tell that, of course, it was a stage and everything like that. It wasn't a real bar. But oh my gosh, it looks really good. Even just those old colors. I remember watching it on a tube TV on a broadcast, and it was just like so grainy and ugly looking. But it's like, wow, in HD, this looks. And that's what I told the wife when we were watching. I was like, they must have shot this on film, and they still had the original film of it. So, but
I've been watching Futurama too. I saw a couple of the movies and bits and parts of the first run of it. But I never saw the whole thing, so I like Futurama a lot.
I do too. I've watched all of them.
I used to really like Family Guy, like the first couple seasons, but then after but Futurama, I was like, oh, this is just funny as I remember.
I don't think I've watched Family Guy in years.
Stuff.
I used to watch Family Guy religiously, but I don't think I've watched it in 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, there's a guy I used to work with. Hey, did you watch it? Every Sunday. I'm like, I don't care, man. I just haven't watched it.
I still watch The Simpsons. I mean, we still watch those every week. But
I did read something interesting, and it was on the internet, that because the Family Guy, the DVD sales did so well, that's what helped bring back the show.
Right.
For its second run. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah. And there's people. I think there's a petition or something like that for it too.
Yeah. You know what else is interesting? Video games.
Oh yeah.
So what have we been playing, gents? What's going on? We got distracted by some excellent video chat.
I haven't been playing much of anything other than Zelda. That's really all I've played. I've started Persona, but I still haven't. And I really need to sit down and play it because I've got to crank out a review this week for it. So,
if somebody was interested in playing one of the games in the series, who's never played anything in the series at all, like this guy, what would you recommend? What would be a good entry point?
5 is a good entry point. I mean, none of them have anything to do with any of them.
I heard 4 was pretty good. 4 seems to be
pretty good. But I mean, it's a PlayStation 3, 2.
No, PS3.
PS3.
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I had to think about it for a minute. I couldn't remember what system it came out on.
Pretty violent.
Well, I mean, that's not. They're not. Well, I mean, they're violent, but they're not like. I don't know. It's more of a stylized violence than probably the violence that you're thinking of. But no, I mean, I think 5's a perfectly good one to start out on.
Play 5.
It's way easier. The controls are not as complicated. The story is not as complicated. It's a very. I don't want to sound like say it's a watered down Persona game, but it's not watered down at all. But it's
how far have you played into it? Because I've been playing Persona 5 as well.
I haven't. I'm not very far in it at all. Not at all.
Because I'm level 8 now. I've played about 10 hours of it.
Yeah.
I've never played a Persona game before, and man, if this one is watered down,
then
you can't imagine what the others are like.
I think you just haven't gotten far enough because they slowly drip feed all this stuff out, And I think once you finish this first sort of dungeon thing, that's when you're out of the tutorial area.
Yeah.
Because I keep getting new things that they keep adding to the point where when you first start, the pause menu is just some simplified thing, and then they give you like a notebook or something in the game, and oh, hey, here's your full pause menu with all your options in it. And so they keep adding little things as they go, which is probably good.
Yeah.
Because where I'm at now, it's so many things you could possibly be doing.
Well, the way they used to do it was they'd jam all that in the first hour of gameplay, and your brain would just be like,
terrible.
You know, and a lot of people just stopped playing it. And Persona 4 was the last Persona game was on PS2. There wasn't one on PS3.
Oh.
I think they re-released it.
They did. It was a PS2 on PS3 version was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like a remastered or anything like that. The last one was 2008.
But yeah, I've never played a Persona game at all before this, and I've been jumping right in, having a lot of fun with it.
It's really, I mean, the Persona series is really cool, and I like the fact that they made this one a little more, friendlier for not your casual.
I think some of that's just because it's a modern game, so the difference between a PS2 game and a PS4 game and what games just in general do between there and then and now, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever pronouns I'm looking for.
I know what you mean.
It's just, games have evolved since then, so there's a lot more stuff in there that just makes it more slick, more user-friendly, just that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But man, it's super complicated.
Yeah, it is.
Really want it in there.
Yeah.
So I've got... all my party members are set to where I give their inputs. It defaults to being just like them doing it by the AI, and you can tell them to do like sort of balanced or favor this kind of attack, favor healing, that sort of stuff. If you don't want to do that, but I want to be like, no, I want to give everybody and micromanage it all.
Yeah. Now, Persona 4 Golden is the remake of that for the Vita. And it's PlayStation TV compatible. I think it's.
Yeah,
I want to say it's on sale for like $3 or $4 on PSN right now. It's really cheap, which I'd forgot. I actually have a copy. I bought it when it came out. I forgot I still had it. It's how long it's been since I played it. But yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of Persona games come out since Persona 4. Not on Sony anyway. There was a couple on 3DS. They weren't Persona. They were the Shin Megami games, which is different.
I guess that's what they're counting when the beginning of Persona 5 has this logos pop up and it's like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think Persona had been, but if you count them together, then yeah, it's been around a long time.
Technically, Persona is Shin Megami Tensei Persona whatever. They just took the Shin Megami Tensei off of it and after 4 and just started calling them Persona games. So
at some point, you don't have enough room on your box to put all the words.
Yeah.
Well, I think
so
the Shin Megami would scare some people off too.
Yeah.
Japanese game, no Japanese RPG. But anyway, you were going to say something. Sorry.
I was just wondering, how far you were in with. Do you have anybody that's like your friend or anything yet, or are you still going through the beginning? Here's your school.
Still going through the beginning. I mean, I've literally only sat down and played it maybe an hour and a half at the most. I have not.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I haven't had time to play it.
It is not watered down then, because that part you have hardly anything that they've shown you at that point.
Yeah.
You get through sort of like the intro, and then you're starting to sort of flash back to the real start of the game, because they have the little weird kind of bookendy thing they keep going back to it, where you're being interrogated in the future. I forget what the month is, and then it rolls back a few months to where it all started.
Yeah, it's not so much watered down. Really, isn't the right word. It's not as complicated. I know the story isn't as complicated as they have been in some of the other games, but
we'll get there.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen anything with it, because where I'm at, you start and you're just like, oh, you've been like whatever. You're in a new city and you're on probation because some rich dude like sued you for assaulting him, even though you didn't really do it, and so. Some
important guy. He's like a senator or something.
So anyway, they have your parents send you off. I guess it kind of glosses over that, but you're being taken in by some guy who owns like a shop or something in the city, and he doesn't really like you very much.
Yeah.
And they keep saying over and over, if you screw up, you're out, both there and at school. So he put you in the attic of his diner, and you have your room there, and then you go off to school and you meet the principal and all this stuff, and like, if you screw up, you're out. And then you kind of have all these characters that you meet that they keep piling it on, and it's very, very not tutorial is not the right word. Like, it guides you for the first maybe week of the game or so.
Yeah, hold your hand.
So it's like, here's what you do, and you don't really have a choice in it, and then slowly it adds in more choices to where after about the first week or so, you finally get the choice of what to do after school. You can just do freely, pick what you want to do, whereas for the first while, it's making you do certain things to teach you different mechanics and introduce you to characters, all that kind of stuff. It's very, very cool. I have the battle music stuck in my head because
yeah, the soundtrack is always
of
good.
it.
Which that's one of the reasons why I bought the collector's edition, because it comes with the soundtrack. So I always.
Oh yeah, the music is great.
Yeah, the music has always been good in all of them. They've always had really good music, even for PS2 games. They've always had a lot of really cool music. But yeah, I mean, I like it. Every time I just haven't had a whole lot of time this week to actually sit down and play something. That's been the bad thing. And what little bit I've played, it's usually been right before bed, play Zelda for about an hour, and then roll over and go to sleep. So,
So, what's your favorite exploits in Zelda since last time?
I think I've got all the costumes. I think I've unlocked everything as far as costumes go.
And with all the amiibo ones, you must have like so many pages.
I think I've got 5 pages. I don't know. Let me
Yeah.
I can look here real quick. I've got it set
I've
down
got
here now.
3 pages on my game, but I don't have any amiibo stuff.
Let's see.
And I don't need it because all the ones in the game are great.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 full pages of. And I even got the ones that for the amiibos that aren't even out yet.
Nice. Crafty.
Yeah, so I got those. I finally finished out the ancient. I got the ancient helm the other day. The only outfit that I don't have is the Dark Zelda outfit, because I haven't played enough of the story for the monster dude to have it in his shop. So I need to get it. And I need to get the monster.
Is that an amiibo one that unlocks in his shop, or it just shows up?
It just shows up as you go deeper in the story.
Okay, I have to check back with him because I just beat another one of the dungeon things. So it seems like that's one of the checkpoints that gives him more stuff.
Yeah, apparently you can get the skeleton horse reins from him too, but you have to go so far in the story before you can get them. So
yeah,
but
I've got all 4 of those now, so I'm pretty far in the story.
Yeah, I've got I went and got the princess's horse last night and got that bridle set. Really, yesterday afternoon I had a little bit of time to play, and I just did nothing but go ahead and beat up Guardians for about an hour to get some loot. I'll tell you what, when you have the full Guardian set, the Master Sword, and the shield, holy crap. It's like,
I have that now finally.
Guardians are just like, Guardians, no big deal. Let me just go up here and start whacking legs off and then flip that sucker over and just beat the crap out of it.
I had no idea where the shield was, and so I finally went into Hyrule Castle on the bottom layer and found it, and I was like, "Ooh, nice!"
Yeah, I've yet to have that one break. I did.
It can break, apparently.
Yeah, it can, and if you got the town unlocked, you can go get it. Pay 3,000 and get it replaced.
Yeah, I do.
But
I'm saving up my rupees. I've got about 6,000 or 7,000. I need 10 to get a stupid Great Fairy.
Yep.
It's 10,000. Like the last one I found was like 2, I think.
Yep, I found the last one, which was 1,000 or 2, and unlocked her, and then I went and found the other one last night, and then I was like, crap, I need 10,000 rupees. Well, I'm gonna go bowling for about an hour, and that'll give me about.
How do you bowl? Because I suck at it.
You pretty much you know where the dude is standing. After you do it, if you stand between him and the front pin, all you got to do is just walk straight up and just drop the ball or drop the snowball, and it's a strike every time. Just every time. You just got to hit that magic mark. Every once in a while, you'll hit a weird thing and it'll fly up and do a thing. Yeah. But 95% of the time, I think I can make about 10,000 rupees in less than an hour. So
I got so frustrated with it because you were saying it was a good moneymaker, so I tried it and I kept rolling off the side, getting nothing, wasting money, and so I was like, screw this. So I would stasis it and then hit it, launch it to where it would go through the air and then hit right at the front pin.
oh,
And the most I ever got was like 9. It never did a strike, but
that's crazy.
I could pick up spares
Yeah,
stuff
there's
a couple times.
times,
But it's just so frustrating with all the bumps on there that it's like, looks like you have it lined up pretty good. It's like, nope, it's going to roll different this time.
Once you kind of line it up between him and that pin, you kind of lean it to the side, and it'll just go whoop. It'll just hit that first little bump, and it'll actually send it and line it straight up in the middle the rest of the way down. And usually I can do 4 out of 5 strikes in a row, and then there'll be one time that one pin will stay standing up. It's like, yeah, I think somebody's trying to jerk me around. Is what they're. I don't think they're trying to play fair with me, but. Yeah, and I need to go do that so I can unlock that stupid fairy so I can get 4 stars on all my armor now. It's like...
Yeah, I've got 3 stars on a lot of things. There's some materials I didn't have, so I've and it's one of the things that I don't really care too much about, so I haven't really gone searching for it. Yeah. I think the bottleneck I have now is I need a lot of ice bat wings, keys wings.
Mm-hmm. Really,
and they don't show up a lot of places, so it's kind of like,
Nah, you got to go way up in the mountains at night and hang out for a long time to get them. So, but no, that's what
a couple of shrines that are up in the mountains somewhere that the thing beeps at me, but I can't find the entrance to them, and it bugs me. I found one that was kind of hidden that was cool, but then...
Well, there's one that I found that I can't figure out how to get to it. I can see the crack in the side of the mountain, but there's no place to blow it up, and I don't know if it's all the way over on the other side or where.
Are you talking about? There's one where there's some docks on a lake, and you're looking for a little hole in the wall. Yep, that's the one I found. You have to find. There's a hidden, well, not hidden, but an entrance up around the mountain somewhere else that has a couple of torches, so it's easier to see at night.
I figured it was someplace weird, and but I've noticed that a lot now. I'm getting to the point with the shrines that it's like, well, my thing's going off, but I don't see them. I must be standing on top of them, so let me walk around this mountain for about 5, 10, 20 minutes to try to figure out where the hole was at to blow it open. It's like... Because I think I'm at 53, 54, something like that.
Oh, man, you're terrible at finding shrines then.
Well,
because I didn't have trouble finding them until about 75.
I haven't tried real hard to find them. It's just kind of like, I'm just kind of out walking around, and then all of a sudden the thing goes off, and then I'll venture over here. I'm working on the ones in the forest right now that you got to do the weird... Mm-hmm. Here's
little trials.
Yeah, here's a wooden shield and a wooden sword. Have fun. It's like... All right.
It's like in the ones that are the Koroks live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's at least 2 of the 4 that you can kind of cheat through.
I did the first one, and then
there's one where it's like, hey, you need to fight something with all this little, like crappy stuff. I'll be like, nah, I'll just run around it. Make my way through.
Whatever. That's cool. So, have you played anything else besides Persona and
I've been playing a bunch of Zelda, and then I played Persona some. This weekend is kind of like, all right, playing a bunch of Zelda, and then, no, okay, I'm going to go eat some dinner, I'll come back and play Persona. Yeah. But I got a coupon in my Steam account. Because I own Limbo, I got 40% off Inside. So I went ahead and bought that and played through that.
That's cool. How's that?
Have you guys played that one?
Nope. I haven't played. No, I haven't bought it yet.
All right. You played Limbo, though, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it's very similar to Limbo, and then it's very kind of dark game, although this one isn't black and white like Limbo was. It's just very... You do get hints of color and stuff in there as well. And it's a lot more... It's kind of like they learned a whole bunch from Limbo, and this is what that is. And it has some crazy surprises in it. It's not quite as puzzly as what Limbo was, especially towards the later parts of Limbo. Yeah. But there is some kind of puzzly stuff. There's some hidden things you can find that all of the achievements are tied into, apparently. I only found like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. You kind of go off the beaten path, find this thing, and you like disable these, I don't know, little ball things with lights. You pull a thing out of it and turns it off. And it's like, ooh, achievement. I was like, oh, okay.
I like achievements.
The end of that game is really, really cool and does something that I was just like, wait, what? So I wasn't expecting that, and then you could kind of it turns the gameplay on its head a little bit from where you've been to that point. So it has this progression of sort of where you're feeling a little more powerful as you get through. You're not getting any weapons or anything like that, but it's just, okay, here's the tricks to get past this thing, or this sort of enemy thing does this, so I know to, run around here and then run back here. It's really, really gruesome, though, when you fail a few times, kind of like Limbo was, whereas if you die, it's like, oh, man. I'm getting this weird dog creature just ripped me limb from limb. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to do something different this time.
All right, fine.
But yeah, you're just like kind of the little boy character again. A little bit taller, lankier than the Limbo one. But yeah, just running around, and it's pretty simple with the controls. Again, you can just run, jump, hit a button to grab hold of things. It's pretty much the same as Limbo there, but... Yeah. A little bit different in what they're trying to do with those mechanics in this game.
It looks really cool. And I remember when it came out, I think it was on Xbox first or something like that, like a week early or something. I almost bought it then, but it was kind of one of those games that came out. I read the reviews on it, and everybody's like, "It's fantastic." I'm going to buy that, and then I just forgot about it.
Yeah, if you like Limbo, you'll probably like this one.
And I do.
It's not a very
Limbo.
long game. It's probably, I don't know, it was 3 or 4 hours, I think, for me to finish it. I did it one sitting.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't even that long. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Cool.
Wonder how long it'll take them to bring out a copy on the Switch.
I don't know.
Seems like that would be a game that they would
fit there
bring
perfectly,
out on that. Yeah. I mean, and that seems like what a lot of things are happening. It's like, oh, this 3-year-old game, let's bring out a physical version on the Switch because it's easy to port over. So.
Or even just put it on the eShop. It probably just depends on how difficult it is to port to or not, and whether a team decides they want to put it on Switch or just forget about it. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then the other thing, I got a deal I saw on like Green Man Gaming. They had the percentage off, so I got Nier Automata for $45 or so.
That's not bad. Wow. That's a pretty good price, actually.
Yeah, for a game that's still pretty new. A lot of times they'll have that for kind of right before a game comes out. But for some reason, they had it on sale this weekend. So I went ahead and I was like, I want to play that at some point, and I started and played about 4 hours of it, enough to get through it. You start the game, it's pretty much the demo. Did either of you guys play the demo that was on PS4?
No, I haven't.
Nope.
So it starts out, you get a little bit before that, but then you're pretty much solid, just like the whole demo level, and you have to play through all of that before you can save.
Oh, wow.
And if you, like me, you get partway through and then you die, you get one of the endings. Yay! So it's just kind of like you die, and then it says, like, the machines take over the earth, and then it goes to credits for, like, half a second, and then, like, you hear this, like, speed up, fast forward going, and then it goes back to the main menu.
It's like, what's just happening here?
So on my little save thing where it tells your information for like save and your this percentage to the game, that kind of stuff, it has I have ending K or something like that on there, ending M, I forget which one it is.
How many endings are there?
I don't know. I think there's like 4 or 5 like main sort of real endings, but then there's some other weird variations from what I understand. But it's a game you're supposed to play through a few times.
Right.
And it's not like, oh, it's New Game Plus, you're playing the same thing. It's more like, hey, you're playing through this, and it's a new perspective on it and new parts of the story that you don't get the first time through, kind of a deal. So I plan on playing it a whole lot at some point, but it's also got really good music, at least so far.
Wow.
I've heard really, really, really good things about it, and it's one of those games that's on my list to pick up at some point.
So you start the game, and it has a little bit of like text pop up, like you'd see it all in an old sci-fi movie or something, like the world is blah blah blah, establishing some stuff, and then you're flying in. So it's kind of like a shoot 'em up game where you're moving around and you're shooting at a fixed direction, and then suddenly it turns and you're into a twin stick shooter, so you can control which direction you go, and then it's more kind of behind your ship, and you're moving around Star Fox style through like a tunnel, trying not to crash into something, and then eventually you get through a cutscene and you crash out of your ship, and now you're on your foot, and it's where the demo was. And then it's also flipping perspectives a lot, because I think at the beginning of the game they were like, we want to show all the different weird things we're going to do with this game, get you used to it early. So you're just sort of normal third-person action, or you get sort of where the camera pulls out and it's just side-scrolling platformy stuff, or sometimes it's overhead and you have weird bullet hell that way. There's so many different perspectives that they get you through.
It's kind of cool.
I had no idea it was all that.
Yeah, you get to the end of this factory thing you're going through. You fight this giant thing made out of like construction equipment that has these giant like rotating saw blades it's trying to hit you with. And when you finally end up taking it out, then you get to the game proper, and it's more like your open world type stuff that you get to. So you can go and you can ride a moose and go fishing and kill robots that are wandering around and do quests. Get some things for the weapons merchant so he can sell you more things, open world stuff.
It's always important.
Well, I had no idea it was all like that. I thought it was just a straight, action game, and that was it. I didn't realize it had all those different... I hadn't watched any videos or nothing about it.
You're on foot, so you're the android robot lady person, but you also have this little pod, is what they call it, that follows around, and there's hints in the game that says you can get more than one of them at once if you find special ones in the world, so maybe I'll have a bunch of them later on. But it's what shoots, so it's like your ranged attack, so it goes pew, 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 and you can upgrade it with different abilities. You start with one that's like a concentrated laser, and then it has to cool down and you can do it again. But I just bought one that's called like Mirage or something, so what it does is it helps you, and you're like slashing around really quickly, very much a Bayonetta style looking thing. And there's all sorts of cool stuff. One cool thing I found that they didn't tell you is when you jump, you have a double jump, but you also, if you hold the second jump, hold the button in, you'll grab hold of your little pod guy and like float down. So use it almost like Zelda style, except you don't have as much range. It's more of like you have an umbrella and you're going, you can't glide as far, but I don't know, it's really cool so far. I've got 3 different weapons that are all like these swords that do all sorts of crazy damage. And I got a dagger thing that's like super fast, and it's all very stylish, like a Platinum game should be.
I have to check it out.
I ran into the bug on PC that they haven't fixed yet. There's a mod patch thing for it, but if you put it in full screen mode, like every game you normally would do, it doesn't render it at the proper resolution. So it's kind of like you hear all the time on consoles where it's scaling it up from however many pixels to 1080. It's doing that thing instead of rendering it natively at the thing. So I was playing it for a while, and then I went and did the fix and came back. I was like, oh, this is so much sharper now. I like it.
Well, that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, well, that makes sense. Okay.
I love how you fish in the game. There's like pools that you can enable and do fishing. And so you have this like little hologram stool thing that you lean back and sit on, and you kind of snap your fingers and your little pod flies out over the water. And so it's kind of like the fishing bobber. And when it goes under the surface, you hit the button and it like tracks a little ways and pulls the fish back to you, just flying in midair. So like, hey, you have a fish. And early game fish sell for the most money of any like thing I've found so far. So I was like, I'm going to go fishing for a while so I could buy these upgrades.
Yeah, why not?
Because there's all sorts of crazy stuff. Since you're an Android, you get upgrade chips, and you only have so much storage and space for these things, so you have to slot them in different places, and some of them take up more size than others, so you can get more HP, but that takes a big chunk. And they also tie all of your HUD into it, so if you want to see your health bar, you have to keep that in there, but if you don't care about your health bar, you can remove it. It's really crazy, all the weird stuff this game does.
That's wild.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like I said, I heard really, really good things about it on Twitter and stuff like that, but I hadn't checked out any videos or reviews or anything like that, so I had no idea anything about it other than everybody was like, it was a really cool game and everybody needs to play it. So I didn't realize it was all those different kind of things all in like one game, that's pretty cool.
It's kind of like Bayonetta that way, where it's all these weird, crazy things, but just different crazy things from what Bayonetta was. It's kind of interesting playing Zelda and Persona and Nier, all these 3 things. It's very Japanese, but in very different ways.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to check it out. I have a buy 2, get 1 free use coupon at GameStop, so maybe I can pick up a used copy of it.
It's a good advantage. You get a couple other things that you need too, or that you want.
Probably just get it and Horizon and maybe some other $60 game, and then set it on the shelf and play them someday.
Someday in the future.
Yeah. when you first get into the little open world part, you go over to this little side part that is like the resistance camp or something, and in the corner of that, there is this lounge-looking area that they have a jukebox,
Yeah.
and you talk to a little NPC there, and it's like, hey, you can just use this anytime you want. I forget if I had to do a side quest for it or not, but so I can sit there and sit in a chair and relax and listen to music, and then I had to, of course, put it on battle music because what's more relaxing than that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just my character sitting there chilling, and then all this intense battle music is going. It's pretty funny.
That is hilarious. Cool. Very cool. So, Eric, have you played anything this week?
Nope, not like video games. They're bad for me. They rot my brain slowly and surely. I'm just kidding. The only thing I've been playing, actually, I don't know. I really haven't been in the mood to play anything recently, but I had Dying Light from a while ago, and me and a couple friends started playing a lot. It's a lot of fun. Good co-op game. Up to 4 people. It's pretty much, I would say, it's almost Dead Island. I mean, Techland is the developer behind it, and they were behind Dead Island, so.
It's like Dead Island with more parkour.
Yes, hardcore parkour. Every time I kept yelling that over the mic from the office, and do a laugh.
That's funny.
But it's fun. There's just missions and stuff you can go around. There's you fight through hordes of zombies, and there's DLC stuff, and then at night, what Dying Light was famous for is it gets harder. You get way more experience, but the zombies are faster, and your idea is to either stay inside or evade them. But there are some missions that take place at night, and you can do them by yourself. There was one that I'm glad I had friends because it was pretty difficult. Once we got inside, the zombies just descended, and so one of my friends is level 20, which is nice. Ours are level 7, level 8, just destroyed everything. So, but it's fun. It's good. It's really fast. You would think it needs fast travel points, but with the parkour stuff, you get across the map very quickly.
That's cool.
Probably the only annoying thing is weapons. They do break. They have durability. And you can't repair them forever. It tells you they maybe got like 3 or 4 repairs, so you can repair it up to 100% 3 or 4 times, then you can throw it away or recycle it. So, but you get a bunch of you get 3 skill sets or 3 skill trees you can build on, and eventually you get moves and stuff where you won't be using your weapons as much. Like one of them is you can knock down zombies and then stomp on their head, and you don't have to use weapons. So there are guns. Like in Dead Island, although in Dead Island the guns came kind of at the end. This one you can get guns right away. They're very loud. They will draw enemies to you, but if you can line up headshots, you can take them down pretty quick. So it is fun. I've played like 15 hours so far, and I just started.
Never played it. Never really thought about it. Never.
I got the
That's
DLC.
one of those games that I thought sounded fun, and I might get it on sale at some point, and this never lined up to where I'd get it.
My brother has it on PC, and he says it's just as much fun. So he played it a bit. But I got the DLC, the following, or the big expansion pack, like earlier last year when there was like some sort of glitch on the PlayStation Store. Got it for free, and I was like, I guess and it worked. I fired up the game, downloaded it, and I'm like, yes, I got a couple free costumes. Then you get a bunch of extra content, like unlock new areas, get vehicles with DLC. So I'll keep playing that for a while. Really, as I look over at my game collection, I was going to try to finish that one game I keep talking about, Dishonored, but Dishonored 2. That was the plan this weekend. I had to set aside gaming time. I was going to try to do it, but I thought maybe I should finish Zelda League Between Worlds too, since I haven't played that since I was at PAX. Kind of want to finish it because I'm at the last dungeon.
Yeah, if you're at the end, you might as well.
It's good. But other than that, I really haven't been. I mean, outside of testing a few games I picked up, I really haven't played very much. Yeah. Hopefully this week I'll be able to get more in, maybe a little bit more diverse stuff. Maybe throw a few little retro things on. So
I had to work the end of the week. It was kind of weird. I didn't work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It was Thursday I had to week, so I kind of threw everything off this week. So I didn't get to play much because it was like, well, I got to do this while I'm here, and I got to mow grass, and I got to do this.
Yeah,
that,
yeah. I did the first big yard work this weekend. Not to bore people with details, but it was like 4 hours. I was like, I'm beat.
Yeah, it only takes me an hour, but it's still just like I don't even want to do
everything. Mowing, raking, spraying.
Don't even.
Rolling up weeds.
I don't even want to do it. I have no desire to do it whatsoever. So. Yeah, well. All right, well, we'll get in the news here real quick. Not too much to talk about. Some bigger stuff did get announced this week with Xbox, but we'll save it for deeper into the news story. The first one that I saw that kind of caught my eye, when I was looking for show notes, was Alex Hutchinson, the creative director at Ubisoft, has left. Apparently, this was like 2 days ago. I didn't even hear anything about it. Apparently, he's left to go make his own studio, is my understanding.
Interesting.
Of it. And he was the creative director on Assassin's Creed 3 and Far Cry 4. So that was kind of two really big, successful games.
Yeah, successful titles. He's like, I'm done.
Successful,
I'm out.
but not as well loved as some other ones in both of those series.
Yeah, very true. Very true. So, but yeah, it was that was kind of surprising. It will be interesting to see what at the end of the article that IGN has here, it says he acted as the lead designer for Sims 2 and Spores with EA. Don't even mention those. Don't push that away, especially Spores. Oh my gosh.
He's like, don't put that on my
Spore
resume.
was a cool creature creator before the game came out.
Yeah. And then when the game came out, it was like, what the crap just happened?
However, it's still fun and worth existing because Monster Factory did an episode like 3 or 4